Have you ever believed that happiness is a destination? But what if everything you need to be happy is already within you? And what if your toughest challenges are the exact doors to the deepest joy? Happiness isn't a destination far away, it's a journey, a path we can navigate no matter how tough life gets. Yet society often teaches us that happiness comes from external things, wealth, success, or a problem-free life. But is that really true? Stoicism teaches the opposite. True happiness doesn't come from avoiding difficulty, it comes from facing it, accepting it, and growing through it. And you know what? It's often in our hardest moments that we discover our greatest inner strength. Today, I want to share with you 12 lessons on how to find happiness, even when life feels harsh. These aren't abstract theories, they're practical lessons I've learned through real experiences. So listen closely, because by the end of this journey, you may walk away with insights that can truly transform your life. Lesson 1. What happiness really is. If I told you that you already have everything you need to be happy, would you believe me? Imagine searching for a hidden treasure. You wander through tangled forests, cross vast oceans, and climb treacherous mountains, only to find out the treasure had been in your pocket all along. Sounds absurd, right? But that's how most of us chase happiness. We convince ourselves that happiness lies in great achievements, a dream job, the perfect partner, recognition from others. But even after we get all of those, something still feels missing. Why? Because happiness doesn't exist out there. It lies in how you perceive life. Have you ever had a butterfly land on your hand? It comes unexpectedly, brings a fleeting moment of beauty, but the moment you try to grab it, it flies away. Joy is the same, fragile, uncontrollable. Yet we spend our whole lives chasing it, thinking once we get enough money, success, or love, we'll hold on to happiness forever. But when we finally get what we want, that same emptiness returns. Maybe we've been looking at it the wrong way. If happiness doesn't come from possessing more, could it come from letting go? Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." You might enjoy buying a new car, but that doesn't mean you'll stay happy. True happiness lies in contentment, whether you're driving a luxury vehicle or simply sipping a warm cup of tea on a quiet morning. If happiness isn't tied to what we own, can we still hold on to it when life turns hard? Try shifting your perspective. Imagine someone you love going through what you're facing now. Would you judge them for not doing more, or would you remind them how far they've come? So why not offer yourself the same compassion? Focus on what you have, not what's missing. One day, you'll realize the things you take for granted now were once the very things you prayed for. Stop postponing happiness. You don't need more money, a better job, or a flawless life to feel whole. You can be happy right now with exactly what you have. Embrace challenges as part of the journey. When it rains, do you yell at the storm, or do you open your umbrella and keep walking? Life works the same way. You can keep chasing the next thing and remain unsatisfied, or you can pause, appreciate what's already here, and realize happiness was never missing. The real question is, what will you choose if happiness isn't found in what we own, but in how we perceive life? Then learning to control what's within our power becomes essential. Control what you can. Waves crash against the coast, sometimes gently, sometimes fiercely. Can you shout at the waves to make them stop? Can you command the sea to be calmer? Of course not. But you can learn how to swim. This is the essence of Stoicism. Control what you can, and let go of what you cannot. Epictetus once said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. So why do we spend so much of our energy fighting against what's beyond our reach? Why do we allow a careless remark to ruin an entire day? Why do we worry so much about the future while forgetting to live fully in the present? Look at nature. A tree does not complain when storms arrive. It doesn't resist the wind but bends with it. And when the storm passes, it still stands tall. Humans are the same. We cannot control every event that happens to us, accidents, losses, failures, but we can decide how we respond. There's a story about a young Roman gladiator named Ator. The night before his fight, he was so anxious he couldn't sleep. His master pointed to his sword and said, "You can control your blade, but you cannot control your opponent. If you focus on what's beyond your power, you'll lose before the battle even begins." The next day, the young man stepped into the arena with a different mindset. He no longer worried about his opponent, only about his own movements. And he won. You can do the same. When facing adversity, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If it's yes, then take action. Don't let yourself be trapped by things that can't be changed. Don't let the waves pull you under. Learn to ride them instead. And when you master this, happiness will no longer be a distant dream. It will be something you create for yourself every single day, even in the face of hardship. If what you just heard resonated with you, give this video a like to let me know, and don't forget to subscribe, because every time I discover a new perspective on life, I want you to be the first to hear it. If you can't control the waves, then the best you can do is learn to ride them. And in the flow of life, that means learning how to live fully in the present. Live in the now. Like a play, it's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. So why are you so preoccupied with how the play will end? Why not fully embrace the scene you're in? If life is a performance, then this very moment is the scene you're acting in. What a waste it would be to stand there, tense about the next act, or mourning over the last one. So how do you truly live in the present? Try something simple. When washing your hands, feel the water slipping through your fingers. When eating, close your eyes and taste each flavor. When someone speaks to you, truly listen, instead of just waiting for your turn to reply. And when your mind begins to wander into restless worries, gently pull it back, like a kite returning to the sky. You cannot live in tomorrow, nor can you rewrite yesterday, but right now, you can choose to live fully, vibrantly, and meaningfully. Don't wait until you look back and realize you passed through life without ever truly living. Once you've learned to master your mind, circumstances no longer control you. And when you truly believe that, no storm can ever shake you. Build inner strength. There's a story about a phoenix. When fire engulfed its nest and pain tore through its wings, it didn't scream in despair. It stood tall amidst the flames, and from its own ashes it was reborn, brighter, stronger. The question is, when adversity burns through your life, will you become ashes or rise as a phoenix? Inner strength isn't cold, rigid toughness, nor is it an impenetrable steel wall that shields you from pain. It is the ability to step into the fire without fear of being consumed. It's what allows you not just to survive the storm, but to learn how to dance in the rain. Picture your mind as a fortress. If you don't strengthen the walls within, the first storm will tear everything down. But if you take time to fortify yourself, if you focus on building resilience instead of fearing collapse, then even the most violent hurricane won't shake you. Seneca once wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind just as labor does the body." So why do we run from challenges? Every hardship, every failure is another brick that helps you construct an unshakable, indomitable mind. But building inner strength is not about waiting until the storm arrives to learn how to endure it. You can start right now. Practice premeditatio malorum, the contemplation of worst-case scenarios, not to create worry, but to prepare. Train your mind like a warrior, viewing adversity not as an enemy, but as a test. And above all, remember this: you've survived thousands of bad days before. So what is one more? Right now, you may feel like you're sinking to the bottom. But look up. The bottom is not the end. It's the place from which you can push off the hardest. One day, you'll look back, smile, and realize that the very flames that once burned you are what made you shine brighter than ever. But to rise from rock bottom, you need a solid foundation. And that foundation is yourself. A resilient mind cannot thrive in an exhausted body. To continue the journey, you'll need more than willpower. You must learn to take care of and nurture yourself. Let's explore exactly how to do that in the next lesson. To keep building inner strength, you need more than just mental resolve. You also need to care for your physical and emotional well-being. Take care of yourself. Imagine yourself as a warrior heading into battle, not armored, but barefoot, wielding a chipped sword. How long could you truly fight? Taking care of yourself is your armor. It's the foundation that keeps you standing strong against life's inevitable challenges. A wise warrior doesn't wait until the wound is deep to seek healing. They prepare in advance, strengthening both body and mind, so when the storm arrives, they don't fall. So why do you wait until exhaustion takes over before finally listening to your body? The Stoics remind us our body is a temple, not a machine meant to be pushed until it breaks. But ask yourself honestly, do you treat your body as sacred or merely as a tool that must keep going no matter the cost? When life gets tough, we often react poorly, skipping meals, sacrificing sleep, letting stress drain us dry. We push ourselves like an overworked horse, forcing it to run until it collapses, forgetting that without care, it won't reach its destination. When your mind is clouded by exhaustion, negativity, anger, and despair can take hold more easily. True resilience doesn't come from grinding yourself into the ground. It comes from knowing how to recover. Just like a fire needs fuel to burn brightly, your energy depends on restful sleep, nourishing meals, deep breaths, and still moments to restore your mind. Have you ever watched a river flow powerfully and wondered what keeps it moving? Not reckless force, but its natural course. You're the same. When you learn to nourish yourself instead of forcing yourself, you'll unlock a steady, unshakable strength. A good night's sleep doesn't make you lazy. A day of rest doesn't make you a failure. A quiet moment of stillness isn't a sign of weakness. In fact, these are the very things that refuel you for the journey ahead. So take care of yourself, not because you're fragile, but because you want to be strong. Don't wait until your fire burns out before scrambling for fuel. Treat yourself with respect now, because you deserve strength, you deserve peace, and you deserve to face the world with unwavering resilience. If you're ready to put yourself first and build lasting happiness, comment, "Love yourself" as a personal commitment to your well-being. Say it. Happiness in connection. True joy lies not in how many relationships you have, but in the ones that truly nourish your soul. Let's explore that next. After reflecting on how connection fuels happiness, now it's time to take a quiet moment to let everything you've heard settle and choose how you'll carry it forward. If this video resonated with you or brought you any value? Take just a moment to hit the like button. It's a small action, but it truly helps support the channel so I can continue bringing you more meaningful content. And if something in this video stood out to you, if a specific message touched you, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what connected with you the most. If you know someone who could use a bit of motivation or a gentle reminder to keep going, don't hesitate to share this video with them. You never know, a few words might be exactly what they need today. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's so much more powerful and thoughtful content on the way, crafted for those who want to grow stronger, live more peacefully, and walk through life's storms with grace. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue this journey with resilience and a peaceful heart.